What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest Live Show. What's up, Manny?
Yo, what's up, Ryan? What's up? Everyone's in the house.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Missed you, man. Missed you for the last couple of weeks.
This is last week. Oh, you weren't here the week before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. No, I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now that I haven't seen yours.
We are.
Because you had the week off where you took out your employees, and then last week I think we were just both jammed up.
Yeah. No. Yeah, last week I took off because we're dealing with hail. But last week I missed you. I was on Mr. Vidine.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Shout out to Vidine. He did an amazing job.
He always does, man. He's so much fun.
I saw the show the day after. It was great.
It all kind of blends together. You know what I mean? And it was funny because I had a customer in today, and she's like, I really like that Manny guy. He seems like a really nice guy.
He's all right.
I'm like, you don't know Manny. Because she was there for like 2 hours, and she was watching one after the next, after the next, after the next. So I just have it running on my YouTube channel, running at the shop on the TV.
Oh, that's cool.
So it is cool. And it isn't. It gets really old hearing my own voice all day long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
how you been?
We have been rocking. It's been really good. In 2 weeks, I'm taking a couple days off, so I'm kind of excited for that. Going to go with the family to the beach. But it's been good, dude. It's been good, you know. Just figuring it out, man. You know. So we got a couple things I want to go over. I got something in the mail. I thought about you. We're gonna start it with that. I got some of this crap.
Yeah,
we don't need any of that. That's some crap. One thing I saw online on Anson's Facebook page, and I ordered it the minute I saw it, and I was really excited, and maybe I'm just weird.
Jesse, what's up, Jesse? No, oh yeah,
the whole extension kit.
I did.
I love extensions, man.
Yeah,
right. And always seem to lose them, or so they've got the longer black one.
Yep.
Okay. The next size down, I don't know the exact measurements. Purple.
Yeah, that's not half, but it's a little bit longer. It looks like.
So you have this next one down.
Nice.
And these next two are the two that I was excited because they're kind of a different size. This is very similar to the miniature ultra extension that they have. And I really like this little one. And
those little ones, those little ones come in handy. Sometimes you just need that little bit of extra push, you know, and you don't want to bend like the edge wherever you're leveraging on. And to get that little bit of extension, it's nice.
You get those fenders that have just a longer lip. That's where I like to use them a lot of times when I'm fixing fenders. Get that ultra double bend up in there, and you need just a little bit more because it's just barely catching the lip.
Yeah,
that's what I think that little red one is going to be really useful. They're aluminum anodized.
On the edge pliers too, they work really nice. They're real small.
You're right. You're right. And I use that Ultra Mini all the time. So
yeah, I was using it today too.
That little red one I think is going to get really, really used. So I was excited about those.
Yeah, that's nice. That looks like a cool set.
And I got an unboxing the other week, and it took me a week to unbox it because it's just been crazy and shop's been loud, and it's just been mayhem over there. So you guys know the Super Scythe from the Dent Reaper. I really like this tool. I've been using it. I've been using it so much to where I'm not even leaving it at the shop. I'm throwing it in my truck to do whatever mobile I need to do, because I've been using this on everything in the doors. I use this and I use the Dent Slayer. I kind of bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
But he came out with another version, almost the Angel version of it, which is a soft tip, and that's what was in that box.
I like that one.
It's kind of really, really shaved, like really, really sharp here on the edge. And
nice. So you could get like on the edges of doors too,
yes.
right? Like,
and I think the main thought on this was for glue, to push down through the glue.
Oh, I see.
And you get in that brace.
Yeah.
And then he's got 3 sizes of those. This one was my favorite out of all of them. The shorter, like 24-inch.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But
I like that one.
This, yeah. I mean, this one is going to be.
That looks like that one tool you could count on like all the time,
Stainless hub. If you have the Gorilla Grip. Like I said, it's really sharp right here. I mean, it's sharp.
I like that one.
And the other good thing is with the Super Scythe, the sharp one, he's coming out with all the sizes also. So I'm excited about those. I really like that short one. I started using that today. But good tools again. I got to catch up with the comments here. Comments are kind of blown up.
Yeah, shout out to Gone Platinum Paintless Dent Repair.
What's been going on in your world? How's the world over there in Manny's PDR?
Oh man, I don't know. It's been one of those months that I've been taking on big hits. So it's big hit after big hit after big hit. It's just like we have those weeks. It's just like, man, just it's just like I wish it was Saturday already and it's barely Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's been good, man. It's been hot here in Cali. Still booked out 2 weeks out. Yeah, it's been great. Tell you the truth, I'm kind of like starting to get mentally ready for like MTE. I kind of can't wait. It just feels like it's been a long year already. But just because
2 years for me.
Yeah. But yeah, things are good. Thank God. Just busy, Ryan.
So I mentioned last week that we were going to have a giveaway this week. And we're going to give away some glue. This isn't the exact glue you're going to get, but this is something I had in my hand.
Oh, look at that.
You're going to get some, it's not going to be slime. You're going to get a nice array of some different stuff.
Okay.
You may get some slime. Maybe some, I'm not giving away pink. I wouldn't do that to those poor guys.
You know what? I got to tell you, I do get guys that hit me up and like, hey, Manny, I've been using that pink glue. It's fire, man. Just like, thank you. I'm just throwing it out there. It works, man.
See, this is what happens with social
even on
media.
East Coast guys too. Even the East Coast guys hit me up and say, hey, that pink glue, it's fire.
See, this is the problem with social media with like influencing products, right? This is the true problem of it. Manny says it's great. He says it's the best glue ever. 5 guys call him and said, this is the best glue ever. But the 300 of us is like this. Let me move on to the next stuff. I'm just kidding, Manny.
You know what's funny is that every time I do use a different glue, for some reason, it always pulls paint on me. The pink glue, it's the only glue that I have never pulled paint. Let me knock on.
That's because it doesn't pull. If it doesn't pull, it won't pull paint.
I don't know, but
so I've been running a little bit of a couple things. I'm a big green guy, cactus green.
Shout out to Ron in the house.
It just works, man.
Yeah.
I've been running pink snapper and the Reaper glue.
I was just going to ask, how's that Reaper glue?
I'm kind of on the fence. I'm running 3 glue guns. I'm like a mad scientist over there. There's glue streaming all over the place. But I haven't quite spent. We've been so busy. I haven't been able to spend a whole lot of time and get the timing down. And I think that's a lot of it with the glues is the timing. You let it sit. How fast you pull. Do you pull it wet? Do you pull it soft? Like trying to figure that timing out. So I'm trying to put those time in and really figure it out. So it's still under review. Let me say that on both of them. A lot of guys like it.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, how you can win this glue. Let's get into that. Now, I'm going to put this until next Thursday at 9 o'clock. It'll be cut off. Actually, we're going to do it at 8:30 Eastern Standard next Thursday on YouTube. You need to comment on this week's show what my first giveaway was on the Dent Digest. So the very first giveaway, I'm not going to tell you what episode it was, but the very first giveaway, whatever that tool is, the name of the tool manufacturer, you have to comment, and whoever is the last comment at 8:30 next Thursday wins glue and another special prize.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
So,
going to be
YouTube,
one of the first
RPS,
episodes.
RPS Dent Specialist YouTube page. You have to go on this show, and I'm leaving it open for my Cali boys that don't get to see it live. But you do have to be in the U.S. We won't ship internationally. I will ship only in the U.S. Sorry, guys. But whatever the first giveaway was, last comment at 8:30 on Thursday. But you have to start commenting now and try to generate those comments. So I want to see you guys commenting throughout the week. And I'm going to take count of that and try to see who's the last comment at 8:30 Eastern Standard, RPS Dent Specialist YouTube page next week.
That's a good one. I'm even trying to think what tool was that.
So I'm not commenting. I'm keeping it quiet. So let's get our guest on because I got to get the weekly joke going because I know you need some help.
I do. I realized last week watching John Bideen on here that I'm a rookie to this jokes.
It's okay. You'll get one. You'll get one.
One day.
So let's get him on. What's up, Austin?
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
We got another Cali boy in here. I'm feeling easted out over here.
Yes, sir.
You know. So, what's the name of your company?
I go by Car Dents. CARRDENTS.
Nice.
And how long have you been pushing?
Coming in October, it'll be 4 years.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You still love it?
I do. I enjoy it. It's gone by really quick.
Like some days. Some
days can be hell.
Yes. So we're going to do the weekly joke. Let's get this out of the way. Hopefully Austin is on his A game.
Yeah.
I think he will. He is. Come on, Austin, help me out with this.
Why did the potato blush? So why did the potato blush?
I'm not good at this.
Why did the potato?
So why did the potato blush? Come on, boys. Somebody in these comments.
Trying to think with something with French fries or something.
Yeah. Hash browns.
Nothing.
That's a tough one.
My 7-year-old kid picks these out. Oh, because it saw salad dressing.
I would never get that.
I would have, because it saw salad dressing. Why did the potato?
So, it's okay.
I don't know about that one though.
It's kind of weird.
Hold up, that's
weird.
You got to take that one back to.
That was a little different.
Yeah,
See,
look, even James was like, wow. Yeah, even James would have not guessed that one.
So, Austin, did you bring any tools with you?
I only brought one.
Okay.
It's the newest one I got, and it's the mini light.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who makes it, but I just picked it up.
Pro PDR.
Pro PDR.
Now, is that a cool or warm?
It's warm.
Yes.
Yeah. I tell
one
you
strip.
that I got that light at MTE, and to this day it still works, and I have not charged it.
No way. Yeah, it doesn't let you know how charged it is. But
yeah, that battery, whatever they have on there, it's really good.
Now my question is,
a lot.
Why did they only put one strip in it?
That's my only problem. I wish there was two, but it's pretty tiny.
I think for the size of it, one line is probably just fine.
I've been using it a lot with really, really sharp, nasty hail dents that we've had. Like the hail light's really far out, and I'll pull it up real close and get the center of it up. I've been using it a lot, man. I'm really shocked.
I've been using it for cross-checking too. Like, if I'm working this way, I'll put it this way, and then
that's what I've been doing.
Cross-check.
No, it's handy. It's definitely good to have.
It's a really good light to have.
Manny was telling me you had a little episode that got really hot over there.
Oh man, yeah, that was pretty bad.
You know what? Why don't we start with that story?
Yeah, we'll get into that. You want to start with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I've been having problems with the pilot and my get-a-grip attachment for the flameless torch. And every once in a while, it would spew out a flame. But for the longest time, it wasn't working at all. And I was on an aluminum hood, and I knew I needed to use it. So I was like, screw it, I'll try it. And the problem with it now is it spews out just gas. It just keeps coming out. And then when I tried to do it, the flame came out too, to where the whole tank caught on fire. And then I couldn't stop it, so I just tossed it away from the car. And I was at a new dealership of mine, and there was nobody around. I knew that there was a fire extinguisher somewhere, but I couldn't go off looking for it and just leave the scene. So I called the manager, tried to get help from him to bring me a fire extinguisher, but he didn't pick up. So I had to call the fire department, and they came by and put it out. But yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, but I blame the
Do you have those pictures still? Because in case some of the people watching don't know exactly what we're talking about.
I do. I'll see if you guys can see it, but yeah, it melted that thing down. Luckily, it didn't explode. That's what I was afraid was going to happen, but it was quite the scene.
Were you freaking out?
I panicked a little bit, but now I'm just going to keep a fire extinguisher in my car because you never know what could happen.
My question is, do you still have that account?
Yeah, I do. It was actually the second time I went there.
Okay.
And it was nice. It kind of broke the ice to where now they all laugh at me sometimes, but it's what it is.
Show everyone what you're talking about that you use.
I'll have to pull it up. I don't have the photo on me, but it was the get-a-grip attachment. It hadn't been working. And
that's the one that you have the adjustment to how much.
Yeah, it's the propane heat gun.
Yeah. Let me pull it up right here.
I can just imagine.
It was quite the scene. It was.
What did Chris say? Did you tell him the story?
I called him and I told him. He was cracking up. He's like,
"Send us to Mo in the house."
He was like, "I've been doing this for 25 years, and that's never happened to me."
Because he's old school too. He probably uses a straight torch, right?
No, he uses the same one as me.
Does he?
But Steve uses the just the straight torch.
So do I.
I think I'm probably gonna switch over to that, but
you guys are savage.
I don't have the picture though.
Don't s'mores it. Make it look like a s'mores.
But yeah, that happened. That was quite the scene.
Were you gonna show us a picture of the scene?
I was saying I don't have it.
All right.
I don't have it on me. I'll have to look for it and I'll put it on my story later. But
that's funny.
All right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Worries. Oh,
I knew you guys were gonna bring that up. I was like, what if they bring up the torch? That's the first question.
So tell us a little bit about your story, Austin. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you started in the PDR community.
So I got started, I was cleaning pools out here in California. I really wasn't enjoying that. And my dad would always suggest this paint guy that he knew at his works. My dad, he's a sales manager.
Mm.
And I never worked with cars, so I was kind of hesitant towards making that jump. But one day I just went and did it. I was doing paint touch up for Chris Brown. And I did that for about a month with one of his techs. And it was pretty easy. You just put the solution on and buff it out. And it was like a 50-50 if it would work or not. But every day I would call Chris at like 12:30, make sure I could go home. And then eventually he was like, you know what? He's like, hop in my car, drive around with me and watch me fix some dents. And I'm not really a car guy. I would say I kind of am now, but back then the idea of fixing a dent was definitely not for me. But I went around with Chris for probably about a week and I started to get really used to it. And he made it look easy in a way to where I was like, I think I could do this. And I'm an artist, so like I have like an artist touch kind of to where it was kind of, I could see myself being successful with it. And after about a month of going around with Chris, he would tell me to go get the tools and I would like start to learn the tools and technique just by watching him and helping him out. And then about a month of doing that, he sent me to training with Marty Runick in Sacramento.
Nice.
And yeah, that went really well. I enjoyed the training with Marty.
How long did you train for?
We trained for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. I remember showing up, I was like kind of insecure about it still. I didn't think I was in the right place. I didn't feel like I was suited to be a dent guy yet. But he had us find our tooltip the first day. And there was something about this door, the tool that he gave me, to where we were trying to find our tooltip and I could feel my tool bouncing off the backside of the dent. I could feel it going over the bump of the dent. And I asked Marty, I was like, are you supposed to be able to feel it? He's like, there's no way. So he put his finger on it and he was, tell me when you feel it. And I kept telling him right when I felt it. And every time I knew exactly when I was on the dent.
Really?
And then Marty was super impressed to where that like kind of made me feel like, okay, like I could definitely do this. And
yeah.
So 2 weeks after that, I came back home. Marty told me to start training in my garage for another like 2 months, I think. And me and Chris both knew that I was just gonna start right when I got back. And I got home on Sunday night, and the next day, that Monday, Chris left me alone at a Mazda lot, and I was right there in the real world. So.
And he was tearing up some stuff over there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It is funny because I could only imagine Chris, saying the same thing. Like, forget about training with your own cars. You're gonna train at the dealership.
Yeah. Oh, Chris trained me a lot. Chris definitely taught me a lot more after training, and still till this day, he'll teach me something pretty much every day. But
old school knowledge, you know.
What year was this, Austin?
I started training in 2018, and then took off with it in 2019.
Wow.
So you were like fresh when we first met at MTE.
Yeah. You two are actually the first people I really met in the industry at that MTE. And yeah, met you and Manny, and yeah, it was brand new. Cool. And that MTE like really opened up my eyes to the industry and like what I was a part of, and made me love it a lot more. Yeah.
That's cool.
So were you into cars like before?
Not at all. Not at all. No. I mean, growing up, like if we had problems with our car, we'd drop it off with our dad and he'd take it to his work and fix it. So we were never like hands-on with cars. But
what's your thing? What are you into?
I'm into art. I'm an artist. I like to draw on paint. I kind of just do freelance art still. And yeah,
that's cool.
That's my thing. Basketball.
There's a lot of dent guys that are artsy. You know what I mean? I really think that that's just our part of us. I think that's, you know.
I mean, it's an art for sure. PDR, it's definitely goes hand in hand.
Aside from like, knowing that you could find your tool, and what you're pushing, what else do you think drove you to think that like, oh, I think I have this that could help me in this industry. So, I want to go for it. Like, is there any like special things about you that you felt like it was going to help
I
you?
mean, it's a typical thing for us to say we're patient, but I'm definitely really patient. And I would say dominantly it's the art, the artistry behind it is what I related to most. And like the respect you get from a customer, like it's so fascinating to them. Yeah. I just love that factor. It's like fixing someone's car and they're so happy about it.
That is cool. And so you started pushing with Chris, and you're doing wholesale, and that's basically that's your main gig, right? Just
pretty much. I would say I'm about 85-90% wholesale. Do like 1 or 2, maybe 3 a week retail, just through people I know.
Okay.
But yeah, we stay really busy with the wholesale accounts, and
yeah, you guys have a big account down there, right?
Yeah, Chris's account. That's where I spend 3 days a week, pretty much. It could be 5, but I spend 3 days a week there, and 2 days at my own accounts. And yeah, that account for Chris, it's endless. There's cars constantly for us.
And Chris is a great mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got so
absolutely.
much knowledge, and he's been doing it forever and knows the industry. And
yeah, he puts a lot of trust into me. And definitely when I first started, when he left me alone on those lots, my number one goal is just like, don't make Chris look bad. Just do the best you can on these dents.
Yeah.
Don't break paint. Don't do anything like that. And yeah.
What were some of your biggest challenges starting out?
Just not being a car guy. That was tough.
Yeah.
But slowly learning a lot about cars and taking stuff apart, or even there's a lot of laminate glass at these dealerships that Chris has, to where a lot of liabilities and stuff like that. To where I had to get used to all of that, but pretty much just stuff like that.
Do you feel more comfortable now just walking to any car and just kind of knowing what to do?
Yeah, we used to have like a list of what we'd have to do the following day, and I would go to bed thinking about it. And now I just show up and do them, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Where I'm a lot more comfortable.
Now, did you struggle with taking cars apart with you not really knowing a lot about cars?
Well, luckily we don't really have to take much apart. And if there's like a big thing we got to take apart a panel, the dealer will do it for us.
Okay, that's cool.
But lately I've been really pushing myself to learn more R&I, to where like if I see the tech taking it apart, I'll have them let me watch or even let me do it.
Okay.
So I've been learning, like at my Audi dealership, the guy that takes stuff apart, he asked me to fix his car. I was like, I'll fix your car if from now on you'll just teach me how to take apart whatever I need. And so far he's been teaching me everything. And as far as Audi goes, I could pretty much R&I any of the doors or the main panels. So
that's cool.
Those are the best guys to learn from, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this guy's really cool. He helps me out.
The dealer tags who have, you know, basically gone to school and has put it into practice to how to do things, you know.
Yeah. And now he's like watching me fix dents, and I could tell he loves it. He's like, I could see him considering it. Like he'd be some heavy competition. He could take anything apart. But
I remember, I remember when I was mobile, I would hesitate to take things apart too, and I'll never forget this. I was trying to take off the trim on this tailgate, and it was an Audi too. And I was being so afraid of like breaking anything, you know. And I was at a body shop, and the tech comes and he's like, "Look, I'm going to show you one thing and one thing only. You can't pull these trim panels very softly. Like, you know, you just got to just whack, yank it." So I was like, huh. And then like, that's exactly what he did. Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah.
You see, that's it. I was like, I know that was the one thing that I learned that basically changed my, you know, my R&I skills. You just gotta
go for it.
Just gotta go for it. Yep.
And I've learned that just recently with Mikey at the shop. I mean, he is just a savage, man. He's like, bow, bow. I'm like, dude, Maserati door panel. Slow down there. He's like, you're gonna break it if you take it slow. And I'm like,
yeah,
man.
And so aside from just doing R&Is, you know, is there anything else like that, you know, that it was tough for you in the beginning? Like, I don't know if maybe like trying to set your light, because you do a lot of outside work too, right? I mean,
Meaning what? What type of outside?
Like the lots, you're basically out in the open, right?
Oh yeah.
You're not always in your in
9
the garage.
times out of 10 we're outside, and I'm super used to outside. Whenever we get to be inside, it's a blessing. You definitely take it in when you get to have the inside jobs. But yeah, we're always outside. The summer heat's finally coming in, and it's been hot. So I use that Get a Grip umbrella on every single job practically. But
yeah, you need to. You know what I mean? It blows your light out. You can't see.
Yeah.
What's your go-to glue?
My go-to glue, it's a tie between Hog and Tab Weld. I bounce back and forth between the two of those.
Okay.
Sorry, you were just gonna say that pink glue, baby.
I use that pink glue today just to try it out for you. And actually, it worked eventually, but it took a while to start pulling. But
yeah, I would say that when it's really hot, like it does take longer.
And then I had a glue gun full of pink glue. I had to empty it out.
You do need to get rid of that thing. Maybe you should buy a new one and just mail that glue gun to Manny.
Oh man.
I basically just followed whatever Chris did. Chris had orange Hog glue, and I just started buying that, and I just learned how it worked, and it's hard to really get away from it now.
What was one of the... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, Manny, you're good. Go for it.
No, I was just going to say, what was one of your favorite tools when you started out pushing?
It is definitely still to this day, my favorite tools are the two of them by Ultra. It's the Ultra double bend and the Ultra just single bend. We call it a hockey shape. But mostly Ultra got me started because we went to Ultra because it's close by, and I got a full tool set there. And
don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
You know, I always felt
I've only been there once.
Like Ultra, you know, and it may be different for some guys on the East Coast that have these other tool manufacturers closest to them. But here on the West Coast, I almost felt like, you know, Ultra, your double bent, your single bent, it's kind of like
standard.
It's standard.
Oh,
you
for
know,
sure.
you could pick up those tools and you can make a lot happen.
Yeah.
That Ultra double bend, something's different about it because I have like the Dentcraft double bend and the Ultra double bends. It's just a better tool. I mean, they hold up really well.
I have the A1 Dent Slayer, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? But yeah, it's a double bend, but it just feels different to me. The Ultra one.
And vice versa too, though, Ryan. There's other tools that other manufacturers have that, you know, Ultra cannot compete. You know,
totally.
Their tools is just a lot better. It's funny how every manufacturer has those tools. You know,
I heard that Ultra's whale tail set is supposed to be the shiznit.
Yeah, so. I picked up one, and yeah, their whale tails are something else.
I saw Josh Dragos talked about the Ultras in North Carolina right now, I think. But yeah, they're gonna open up a place over there, so they'll be East Coast pretty soon.
I'm glad they're far enough away. You know what I mean? Yeah. I couldn't be close because it would be trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What's your like door tool? So like your standard.
Those two.
Just those two.
Yeah, those two. I mean, for the first year, part of Chris's training for me was no soft tips and no heat. So
remember him telling me that.
Yeah, I remember him telling me that.
Which was great because it got me super accurate with those metal rods. And then once he gave me a cherry tip, it was a game changer. So
wait, let's take this back. So how long did Chris make you use push without soft tips?
1 year. So it's the first year out of training.
Wow. So the first year out of training, Chris basically took you to work, but no soft tips.
Yeah. I remember him telling me that, and I was like, okay. Like, I didn't really see the difference that it would make, but once he finally gave me heat and the soft tips, I was like, whoa, like, I see what you were doing there, and it definitely worked.
So now, knowing what you know, do you think that was like one of the best things that he trained you on?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely helped out a lot.
So if you were to give advice to someone else now, is that the same advice you would?
I mean, you just got to be smart about it. But like, if you're going to use heat straight out the gates, like, I mean, once I got the heat gun, there was times where I burnt paint, or just like 1 or 2 times where I definitely had to get the learning curves of using that stuff. But yeah, I think it definitely helps with accuracy if you avoid using the soft tips to make those big pushes, and you could just finish a dent with the metal rod.
That is cool.
Austin, I have a guest that I wanted to bring on to talk to you. So hang on 1 second. Go for it.
I think I know who this is.
Hey. What are you doing a podcast? What are you doing the podcast? There's a bunch of dents to be done. Let's go.
We got Chris Brown on the phone.
Gotta go, guys.
We got the boss on the phone.
No, I'm not. We're partners. I'm not the boss. So, but hey, I just wanted to call in and congratulate Austin on his dude is going to be an amazing technician. He's already really good. 4 years in, and I count on him constantly to kind of help me cover my butt at the big dealership so I can go out and build retail and do body shops and go get some big ticket items. And I totally count on him big time. And just want to tell you, I appreciate you for that. And dude, rock and roll. And, you're awesome.
Yeah, buddy. I appreciate you.
Oh, man. That's super cool, Chris.
Appreciate you, Chris.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. And, we got a big Friday, so let's go.
Let's wrap it
up. There goes that partnership.
That's right. I need you on Fridays, brother.
I'll be there. You know it.
That's right. That's right.
He was just telling us about what you made him go through for that first year, pushing with no heat and then no soft tips.
Oh yeah, we got to come up old school, right? The only guys that can, I always have a little banter discussions with new school guys. The old school guys can get that bottom of a dent up, no problem. So you got to learn how to do it with a metal tool, and heck, we did it with a reflection board back in the day. So so, but I feel like, especially someone like Austin, who's got that hand-eye coordination as an artist. And the patience to actually sit there and not make a whole lot of headway when you're first starting out with a metal tool. But if you are first starting out, I feel like if you can bring that bottom up without any pock marks, you're going to be good. You're going to be good. Now he's flying, because you can get in there and exactly where your tip is, and whether it's a plastic or a soft tip, bam, you're moving.
Yeah.
Because that's the name of our game. In the wholesale business, I got 40 minutes per car, I got to get. So, you got to get moving. So you got to know how to, I think starting slow is what helps you finish fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So just a little, and pay homage to the Dent Wizard training back in the day, So, that's what it was, it's just that was their ticket. That's how they got you good. So, yeah. But I think it paid off because you see some of his posts. He's got some clean work. He's got some clean work.
Yeah, I look at his stuff now and I'm just like, man, he's really fixing this stuff. Like,
No, I watch his posts and I'm like, damn, I gotta hire him to make me a video.
Yeah. It's all these young bucks, Chris. Like,
oh man,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mike Toledo sent me for my birthday a tripod so I would actually make a video, and I'm like, I got to break this thing out. There ain't no time for that. Let's go.
That's funny.
So
man.
Yeah,
that is.
But funny. Anyhow, I don't want to take up too much of Austin's time. I just wanted to call and congratulate him. I'm glad to have him in our network out here, and don't ever move away. I need you.
Hey, he's got some bad news for you. He told me today that he's thinking about moving to Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the first time it snows, he'll be back.
Oh,
That's
man.
a Cali boy right there.
It is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
Thanks,
Chris,
Chris.
thanks for coming on,
All
bud.
right.
Hey, thank you,
Yeah, you
Chris.
got it, guys. All
See
right.
you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Okay, bye.
I'll see you.
Bye. What a good
Yep.
dude.
That's the man right there.
He
That
is.
is the boss.
He
What
is
what it's like working for Chris, Austin?
It's really cool. He's definitely, when it comes down to bosses, the coolest boss you can really get. He's trusts me to basically attack any dent, and yeah, he has a lot of faith in me. To where, yeah, I got a lot of respect for Chris.
How
Now-
old are you, Austin?
I'm gonna be 28 this year in September.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you
But
think that your the way you came into the industry, just coming in, teaming up with Chris on doing wholesale accounts, as opposed to other guys that just kind of go on their own and
Yeah.
seeing those things? How's it been for you? Like,
I think that is the way to do it these days. Is you got to have a mentor to come back to. Otherwise, you could get lost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I trained with a guy, and he had some talent, and I would check in with him when I got back, and he told me that he had to go back to his old job, or he didn't have time to work on his, like he had a hood that he'd work on in his garage. But eventually, he just kind of like gave up on it in a way, and I think definitely these days you need a mentor to come back to, someone to pass you work and just get your reps in with. Because with Chris, it was just endless reps to where every day till now, I've been working with him.
And I think Chris is, like I said, I keep saying the old school because we're both old Dent Wizard guys, and he's got such knowledge in the wholesale game.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He understands, okay, yeah, we need to build the relationships. We need to do good work. And he's just so knowledgeable in that end, it's a huge step.
I mean, like one huge thing he did for me was we had an Audi account to where eventually he was like, you service my Audi account and you take care of them. So like I was learning how to balance an account. And then eventually 2 years after doing them once a week, he just gave me the account. So where now I go to that account twice, 3 times a week sometimes, and they keep me so busy, but I wouldn't have them without Chris.
Yeah.
And for 2 years doing them, he was teaching me how to like please the managers, please the salesmen and everybody.
Yeah, managing that,
Yeah, he's teaching me how to manage accounts, which is huge. I mean,
and Chris is a very likable guy. You know what I mean? He's just got that personality he can joke with the right people. He knows everybody, and he's really good at that. So,
since you started working with the dealerships before COVID and then now after COVID, is there any big differences or anything that is different now working wholesale accounts?
I mean, for a while, once quarantine ended, it was kind of weird, like the masks and everything, or just sanitizing everything. But now it's kind of back to normal, I would say. I haven't noticed any big changes, but I haven't noticed too much as far as wholesale accounts with COVID.
How about inventory?
Inventory, it's relatively the same, but wholesale accounts, they're kind of seasonal to where it's a lot of cars 1 month, and then a few months later you find yourself with nothing to do, but it comes and goes.
Yeah. Well, plus you guys have, big accounts down there.
Yeah. No, those big accounts, they keep us going. But
there's always something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
What tip do you have for some of these newer guys that are getting in? What tip can you give to them that something you struggle with, but you got over and work through it? Any type of a tip or some advice?
Like I said, find a mentor if you don't have one to come back to. Something that I struggled with a lot. I mean, there's a lot of struggles, but
Well, why do you think it makes a big difference
Confidence, I
having
would
a
say.
mentor?
Having a mentor is just someone who you can bounce off of when you're struggling, or someone that can pass you work, because sometimes you could come out of training and not know where to go. You could walk in and try and pass out your cards, but you have no experience, or just someone to give you more experience in the real world. But definitely confidence. Confidence took me a while to get, and now that took me to another level, was just having the confidence to go for it. And yeah.
How do you feel walking into new accounts still?
I don't do it often enough because I stay so busy with Chris, and I don't really want to put him behind. I kind of like to serve Chris and serve the accounts that I have now.
Of course.
But yeah, I definitely would be a little nervous when I go in, but you just gotta show face once a month, pass your card out, and eventually they'll call you to save the day. But
yeah.
Now being in the industry for 4 years, what is it that you love about it?
I love that we have stuff like this. So we have such a tight community through social media, and just like I told my friend I was going to be on a podcast for this, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "You guys do podcasts for dents?" And I'm like, yeah, there's actually a lot of them, and that's where I learned a good majority of the stuff that I wouldn't at work.
Mm-hmm. Is there podcasts aside from us that have helped you that have helped your journey that
Oh, aside from you guys as RPS, yeah, definitely. Like I signed up with Dent Trainer probably a year and a half, 2 years into fixing dents, and that taught me a ton of information. Like
really.
And then Mike Toledo's podcast, of course, and then Tool Time. And I kind of put off PDR college for a while for no reason, but I would say I discovered them about 2 years into PDR, to where I was finally getting the hang of things. And then their info like really took me to the next level. And I'm kind of happy that I waited to listen to it, or else I wouldn't have understood as much as I do now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
So yeah, I basically listened to them all. And
I think it's interesting how, if you try to take all the information at once, it's not going to make sense. But if you pace yourself, like learn a few things at a time, I feel like in the long run, it just makes you a better tech.
Yeah.
I have guys that, will walk in and try to get me to give them advice of how they should start. They tell me like, oh yeah, I bought this huge kit from Amazon, for this much, and I have all the tools. I'm like, you don't need all the tools. Start with your basic one by one, and start watching everything that, it's to what you're doing now. And you just keep doing that until you master it. And then you keep doing other things, and eventually you'll grow. And then you look back, you look at your tool selection, and now you have so many,
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's cumbersome too. When you have too many tools, you're like, what should I use? Should I use this? Well, this, basics, man. Get to the basics. Use what you think will work and work your way through that. What is your go-to music?
David CT Dent Works.
Because we all listen to music during the day.
I have a wide range, to be honest.
I think every dealer guy has always headphones or listening to something.
Totally. Yeah.
So you're one of those guys
over-the-ear headphones.
When you've got 15 cars in front of you and you've got 4 hours to get them done, what do you put on to get you to that next level to get those cars done?
I don't even think you'd recognize any of the names, but wide range, like alternative, indie rock stuff. I grew up a skateboarder, so like skateboarding types of music, like alternative music. And
there's a lot of skateboarders in our community, in our PDR industry. I feel like.
No, yeah, living in California, where I'm from, there's either skateboard or you play sports, and I did both. But yeah, little rap here and there, but I'm kind of waning off that as I get older. But yeah, a lot of alternative music and little bit of rock, and
shout out to Shane in the house. And I think he just said something very important too, that the other useful thing with the headphones is that,
save your eardrums.
Yeah. Because I don't know about you guys, but I mean, especially working like on trucks, like I have to put on earplugs for sure. Because you know,
and you're indoors.
You could hear it too when it's just a little bit too much for your ears, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Manny, what's your go-to music?
So when I gotta like get things going, it has to be like house music, like nothing too crazy, but like deep house, you know, just
DJ.
Yeah. When it's and also a lot of worship music when it's just long day and I just have to like calm myself down, you know, because you get overwhelming that you have so much to get done, you know. Just kind of just calm myself down just so I could, you know, just paste it. But for the most part, like I'm, you know, not big in having to have music for some reason.
Same.
It's just
like once a week. I'll listen to music.
It's just like an add-on, you know, like if it's a Friday, for example, you know, and it's just like, all right, we'll put some music on.
Not me, it's my go. I'll start with like a little bit of like techno or dance, and then it'll go to MGK, and then it'll go to like Sublime. Just a whole range of everything. Like I'll be at a body shop, they're like, what are you listening to? And I'm like, it kind of just runs through, you know what I mean? So it just gets you going.
That's how
like
I am.
I remember when Shane was with me, and I would have like a car that's got to be done that day, and I would just be rocking, glue flying, and he's like, "You're in it, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "I'm staying away." I was like, "Perfect." But I think music is a big thing for a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So also, you have go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go. Go for it.
No, I was going to say, so what's your like day-to-day kind of run, you know?
I mean, I'll drive to Chris's account. It's not very far. It's like 15 minutes from my house.
Now, have you built like your van now, your car, like with all your tools? Or
no, to be honest.
What are you driving?
Oh, a lot of people give me crap for this. I'm driving a Prius, but it's like, it fits so much stuff in it. And I was driving a Chevy Colorado before, and being a mobile tech, it just wasn't making sense with gas. And my dad took a Prius in trade. I got it super cheap, and it saved me a lot of money. But I wanted a transit van. That's what I was gonna start investing in. But I've been hearing a lot about like transmission problems. So I'm starting to think, I don't know what I'm gonna get yet, but that's my next big investment when it comes to dents, is getting a van of some sort.
Mo has a question here. She says, what was the hardest dent you had, and how did you handle it?
Shoot, I can't think of a specific one, but
maybe one of the last hardest dents.
My most recent hardest one was probably that Jaguar I-Pace. It's on my Instagram. Anything on the lower body line, that'll always give me trouble. Because we're not taking apart the doors, we're not taking out the glass, to where, those are.
And I think for you, because you're a tall guy too, right? So I mean,
that too, definitely uncomfortable to work on those lower body lines. But
are you drilling?
No. If we drill, it's like a desperation fix for the dealership, to where they're desperate for us to fix it, and we'll drill a hole under the water seal, or like where the water seals are, and we'll make it so flush you won't find it. But
that's cool.
No, we avoid that at all costs. But
is that like a Chris thing, or is that like a dealership, you guys' account, or?
That's at Chris's dealership.
Okay.
But today I was working on a car. I have a Land Rover account of mine, and I saw this dent on the door that someone had kind of botched. And I was like, there's no way that was me. Because I work on these cars all the time. And I've built this car before, and I open up the door, and sure enough, there's a hole drilled. So like I let the managers know that it wasn't me, so they don't think I'm like hacking their cars up. Yeah.
That's good. Sometimes you got to drill. I mean,
definitely. No, I got nothing against drilling, as long as it's not unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like standard now. I remember I got like one of those warranty jobs the other day, and they send me like their whole policy of how they want you to like do things, and
Yeah.
within their policy was that they allow like 2 holes per panel.
Oh my God.
Jesus,
I was like, what?
that's
two,
terrible.
2 holes per panel, no more.
Who was a warranty company?
I forgot. It was I something
Okay.
IAS or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
do them
crazy.
all the time, but yeah, time to time, it's just funny to look at their policy stuff because some of these companies don't even pay like if the dent's like like no, I don't want to say body line, but there's certain areas it's just like they won't pay. Like actually, this same company, uh, the dent was on the tailgate, and their policy was also that they don't pay on the
Flat
forgot.
panels.
Yeah, like meaning just side panels only. They don't pay
Yeah.
on the tailgate or they don't pay on the hood. It's just
Mhm.
like, but it was on a Jeep Gladiator thing, like the truck ones, and I think the tailgate opened to the side, so the client was like, it's still a side panel,
Smart.
So he was just like, what do you mean you're not gonna pay because it's but yeah, it was funny to to see that in their policy.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So, what is your on your wish list as in tools right now?
The one thing I don't have that everyone says I need is the dent dial.
Yes.
I don't have a dent dial yet, but that's definitely my next purchase when it comes to a pushing tool. And
Yeah.
for the most part, other than that, I'm pretty set at the moment. But there's always stuff that pops up. So
you're fog like, right?
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I have the fog with the triple line in the middle, and I can read lines, but I go with fog.
Nice. Do you have any like stent liner tools?
I don't. That's something that I'm definitely going to pick up at the next MTE that I can go to. But no stand liners yet. I have like I work for Steve Brown sometimes too, and he had Achilles. You know what Achilles is?
Yeah.
He's from Argentina, I believe. Could be wrong. During COVID, he couldn't come back to the States, so he left all of his tools here with Steve. He ended up selling them to Steve. So Steve sold me basically all of Achilles' tools.
Nice.
And he has like one, we don't even know who makes it, but it's like a knockoff stant liner crane. I think it's a crane, right? The bend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have one of those, but it's not a stand liner. But
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I came up on a lot of good tools from Achilles.
How about cold glue?
Cold glue? Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, we use cold glue a lot at the dealerships for pulling the meat out.
Blending hammers?
Blending hammers. When I first came out of training, Chris gave me his old Shane Jack's blending hammer. I've just gotten so used to it that I actually have like all 3 sizes, the mini all the way to the large.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, all those hammers are great.
I learned how to like properly blend. We were doing a nail car and we glue pulled the whole roof and pushed what we could. And you could still see some of the dents. And I basically just taught myself how to blend on this roof. And yeah.
Oh, nice.
Blending's great.
That's cool.
You going to MT Orlando next year?
I'm not. I'm bummed that they took it out of Vegas, but kind of makes sense. But I'm going on a lot of vacations with my family this year to where I don't think I'll be able to make it work.
Okay.
But I'll definitely be there the following year if it works out.
Yeah. For sure.
Where can people find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram at Car Dents, CARR. And I just made a TikTok and been playing with that a little bit. And
don't get hooked.
Yeah. It's
TikTok
pretty
is
addicting.
TikTok is so addicting, man.
It's weirdly addicting. But then I got Facebook too. Just Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All car dents.
Nice. Where do you see yourself in the next like 5 years?
I would say I'm definitely pushing towards retail in the future, but in the next 5 years, I would imagine I would still be wholesale, like still honing in my skills and getting more reps in and helping Chris out, helping Steve out. Yeah. But after that, after 5 year mark, I'd probably start pushing more retail.
Nice.
It's more enjoyable. You get to like see the customers' reactions and get that appreciation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is nice once in a while, you know. Well, I appreciate you coming on. You know,
hey, thank you so much for having me.
Some of these younger guys can completely relate to you. You've kind of got a little hidden gem with Chris Brown over there. So
yeah, for sure.
You know,
super fortunate with that.
But I mean, if there's an advice that you could give out to any guys, I mean, being 4 years into it now, I mean, is there something that stands out that you would?
In the beginning, don't do it for money. Like, take your time on dents, make sure they're good, and get a mentor. Like I said, someone who can give you work and give you actual like valuable responses to whatever questions you have. Be confident.
I think that's a great advice.
Yeah.
You know, because I think in the beginning, I think that's what throws everyone off, you know, especially a lot of guys that are transitioning from a good full-time job to a starting, you know, entry-level business, you know, and the money's fast. Yeah, the money, it's always, you know, it's overwhelming, you know, knowing that you took a big pay cut.
Steve Brown, when I first met him, I didn't work for Steve for the first 3 years, but he told me right away, he's like, don't get into it for the money. He's like, the money will come. He's like, just finish these dents as good as you can, and the money will follow.
And half the battle with us in our business is habits.
Mm-hmm.
When you start creating bad habits for yourself, that's when you get yourself in trouble. You know what I mean? And our business is it's habit based. You know, it's repetition of how you're gonna do this. You're gonna knock it down first. You're gonna push it first. You're going to use sharp. You're going to use rubber tips. You know, there's a lot of habits that we do, and we all do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is stay away from bad habits, you know.
Definitely. Yeah.
And training, ongoing training is another thing that I'm a big believer in.
Yeah, Top Gun.
Yeah.
They're
go for it.
A good trainer that, you know, I feel that he is. I mean, I watched some of his videos online, and I remember in the beginning I learned a few things.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch his videos on YouTube till recently, and he still has stuff that I learned from, and that's the cool thing about PDR is you never know it all. You could always find something to learn.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Austin, thank you for coming on, bud. You have a fantastic evening, and
Austin, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. I hope
it's great talking to you guys.
Someone picks up on a few things here and there, and you know, helps them to move forward. You know, and keep pushing, like we say, right?
You know,
and you better go back in and put your comment in for this glue.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming on, Austin. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Manny. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you guys.
Definitely keep going, man. You're gonna be fine. You've got a great, you know, push behind you, and just keep doing the good work.
Yeah, man, you're killing it.
Thank you.
Keep at it. Keep pushing.
Thanks, guys.
See you, Austin.
All right, I'll see you guys next time.
See you, Austin.
Humble dude, man. Absolutely humble.
Yeah. I still remember the first day that I met him at MT. Just, you know, just humble, you know.
He's like one of those guys that sit in the back of the room.
Yeah.
And they don't say anything, but they are literally picking every conversation apart and absorbing every inch of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So better watch out, Manny.
No, I'm telling you, like, if you guys can follow him on Instagram, you'll be amazed,
Yeah.
for your tech and the kind of stuff that he's pushing and the kind of cars too. The guy's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised. I mean, if he says that, it's that he doesn't drill a lot, us knowing that, a lot of dealer guys drill. I mean, I could see that,
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. And yeah, it's awesome, man. And yeah, shout outs to Chris Brown and the Brown brothers, Steve Brown
man.
too.
Yeah, man. They're another group that they have a really unique story. Both of them have been on separate. I should probably get them on together.
Yeah, that would be such a fun show. But I want to highlight his advice. Just when you first start out, don't get just don't do it for the money or anything else. Just focus on your craft. Focus on your quality. And just get it done right.
Slow is fast.
Yeah. And I think that's a great advice because, like I said, I think that a lot of us, especially nowadays more than before, I feel that the money part gets really overwhelming.
Yeah, and it can, and time too. I feel like some guys, they go to a dealer, they have 3 more stops, and they get 8 cars dropped on them at one stop, and their time's running. You know what I mean? They're like, I gotta get this done. Just consider yourself like a freight train, just slow and steady. You can only do as much as you can do anyway. Just sit back and say, at least I have work today.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the glue giveaway, I'm going to go through that again. RPS Dent Specialist YouTube page. Comment on this show, whatever the first tool giveaway that I did on one of my episodes, the very first giveaway, whatever that company name is, you have to go in there and comment. And by Thursday next week, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, whoever is the last comment wins a giveaway.
With the right answer, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, can't wait till then. I appreciate everyone logging on and watching the show. Appreciate you guys, the support.
Definitely.
Can't wait to show you guys who we have next week for an interview. And if you guys have any special requests of any dent guys that you would want to see on here, please send Ryan a DM, and we'll be more than happy to get someone on.
Definitely. And we've got a pretty good list. We got some good guys.
You know what's funny is that there's still so many dent guys out there that
they're never. I was talking to John about this on the phone. We were talking about shows and people, and there's, you get the dent bros, the ginger dent bros, and we never really intertwine. You know what I mean? It isn't like he has Corey on one week, we have Corey the next week, or it's always, there's so many guys, you can still make it work. Yeah, which is cool. It's actually pretty cool for as niche as our market is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, even like Ron, One Shot, another guy that we should get on the show. So many guys out here that we still need to get on, and yeah, so we really appreciate you guys watching and spending an hour here with us just chatting away.
Well, man, you have a fantastic night, buddy.
Thanks, Ryan.
Keep doing those stupid repairs you're doing. It's the craziest shit ever. I sit back, I'm like, I'm not fixing stuff like that. I'm just not.
Yeah, that's what I say too when I see them here in the shop. Like, why am I fixing this? And the thing is that, when I'm talking to the client and I tell them, no, this needs a body shop. If you want to get it done right, this is what needs to be done. And then you get like that 5-second pause where it's just like, so what can you do? Then it's like, the ball's back in my court. Well, this is what I could do,
Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. I feel like the customers are getting more educated, which is really good.
Yeah. But thank you, Ryan. It's been a great show. I will see you next Thursday. Thanks,
yes,
guys.
sir. See you guys. Make sure you go do that YouTube. It's a good batch of stuff here. So thanks to MPDR. Manny, have a great night. We will see you guys next week, and keep it real. See you guys.
Keep pushing. See you guys.